Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for the Auto Trader Ward's Auto Fast Chat. Today, we're going to talk about ways to boost engagement and leads without boosting your cost. And with us today is David Lumpkin. He's the Senior Director of Inside Business Development for Auto Trader and Kelley Blue Book. We are so excited to have you here today, David. Thank you so much for joining us.
I'm also so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Now, I know I should have mentioned too, KelleyBlueBook.com's online vehicle merchandising features enable dealers to achieve more success without having to increase their investment. And I know, you've talked a lot about this. Other folks have. A few weeks ago, we had Paul Parody, who's, of course, the Senior Director of Product Management for Auto Trader on. And he and I discussed today's shopper expectations and how Auto Trader's shopping experience is designed really to help those folks find a car quickly and easily, and certainly at a fair price, which everybody wants. I'd like to dive in a little bit about the dealer experience and start by asking how Auto Trader's marketplace helps dealers connect with more ready-to-buy shoppers.
I wish that I could almost share my daily emails with you right now, just so you could see that this is the number one discussion point of us as an organization is how do we efficiently and effectively connect today's consumer with also today's dealer. It is truly all we think about and all we try to educate on. And one of the most important things to start that is, as a dealer, is truly understanding the partner that we're with, how to be successful in our partnership with that vendor and how their platform works. Here recently, we were just at NADA, and a common question that kept coming up was, I don't understand what I have or how it works, or I just need to do more with what I currently have. And so many of those conversations came back to one of the key focuses of our organization and our listings platform, which is relevancy. Relevancy is the algorithm that drives all success and for all of our listings within search results on Auto Trader. So if our dealers can understand how to maximize our relevancy algorithm, they are going to then maximize their results. And Nancy, one of the great things about our company is you don't have to take a 4-hour class to learn how our relevancy algorithm works. You don't have to get a special certification. As a matter of fact, you can print it right off our B2B site. Here's my cheat sheet on relevancy algorithm. And it's not 100 points, and it's not all these IQs you got to learn and pick up on. It's 11 basic points. You can download it off our B2B site. I hope that we can link it up here somehow with our video. But these are the key features that you can, as a dealer, can print this off and say, I really succeed and do well with this. I don't do so well with this. I don't understand my package level with Auto Trader, but I do my comments and my merchandising really well. So maybe I need to have a consultation on my package level to understand how my listings are appearing and how I can maximize what I have.
I love that, because one thing my team and I are always trying to do is to educate the dealers. And of course, they always want best practices, merchandising best practices.
Right.
And can you talk a little bit about what the dealers should be implementing to ensure they get the best search results placements, specifically on Auto Trader, of course?
So there are numerous factors in what drive up that relevancy piece. But first and core is the merchandising. Have some great photos.
Okay.
10 at least. Have some great photos. So many of these things are they're not new, but they're still important. And they've changed a little bit in terms of their quality and their importance. So in relevancy, we want to deliver our customers a relevant result to what they are searching for. And customers want photos. They want video. They want accurate pricing, or at least a price. These things are all going to drive up and enhance that consumer experience, and then again, enhance where you appear within your listings on Auto Trader.
That's very interesting. I can almost hear in my mind the dealers asking, well, what else can I do other than strong merchandising? Are there any other things I can do to influence the relevancy score and boost my listings further?
Sure. And to take that beyond those core elements,
Sure.
and share a recent experience. So recently I got an excellent email from a real estate company. and it was clickbait. I'm not in the market, but it was marketed so well. The subject line was so good. I had to click into it to see what it was. I'm like, I want to see what this house is. Click into this house, and wouldn't you know it, there's a price, there's some comments, and there's one photo.
I've seen
One
that.
photo.
I know
Just one. And
Yes.
so now I'm frustrated because I'm like, I just invested a little time. I click into a link. There's no photos there. There's no video. There was nothing. So you know what? So Nancy, here's what I have an analysis of what happened here.
Okay.
This real estate company had probably a terrific marketing partner who had an awesome solution that really worked. It worked on me. But I'm assuming that they probably didn't heed the advice of their marketing partner or a consultation of saying, you probably need to have some more photos. We would really suggest adding in some video. And we'd really like to see you sell the agent that's listing this house. So this person actually feels like they're in the home when they're looking at this marketing campaign we send, and they really connect and understand or know the person that's listing it. And so much of and again, this is what brings me back to relevancy. It's taking those core aspects of what our dealers already know and are so educated on, and many have been doing for years, and just taking it to the next level. And it's a lot like getting off of when we all got off of flip phones and got onto smartphones. It was scary at first, but every little bit of education, every extra day or a little bit of effort we put into it, we got more comfortable, we understood it better, and we became more efficient. And a lot of, again, how much of this comes back to relevancy is I could talk about it forever because it's just adding on. It's just adding on those little pieces. Is my inventory new? Do I have instant cash offer on it? What's the distance of this vehicle? Do I have, we have multiple photos, multiple photos, and that included price. Those little pieces and making sure that they're accurate and they're updated will continuously affect the relevancy score of that vehicle and how it shows up in the results on AutoTrader and Kelley Blue Book.
Not to go on and on about this, but I'm almost wondering too, if there is, and I'm thinking of the realtors certainly, but I'm also thinking of the dealers, if it's almost a handoff. Here you are, marketing firm that I hired. Please go ahead. And they don't have a person in place to really monitor what's going on. I don't know if that's true or not, but it seems like that could be a step that would be easily overlooked. Everyone's so busy today. You say, oh, thank goodness, that's off my plate.
So, and to continue to boost those results, like with relevancy and understand, is this making an impact? Benchmarks.
Yes.
I try not to preach on this, but I'm going to take this moment that you've given me to, again, preach on benchmarks, setting benchmarks for yourself. So once you've understood the platform that you've invested with, like an AutoTrader and Kelley Blue Book, I really encourage our dealer body to educate themselves on the product. They don't have to become experts. That's our job, not theirs. But to educate themselves on the product and then to see some initial performance and then set those benchmarks. Because if a dealer invests time to do better on this relevancy playbook,
right,
we want to see and capture those results, and we do through solutions like Envision, free analytical tools that we've invested for our dealers to engage within their results, to say, hey, was that investment I made and with this fancy new vendor on this fancy new photo booth, was it really worth the investment? And on something like that, it likely is going to be, especially if you've upgraded from just snapping photos off your phone or having a recent college grad come out when they're available to take some nice pictures on their camera. You're likely going to see those changes in those results. But back to your point, our dealers need to set benchmarks for themselves when they are implementing change so they can see what that effect was. So there is one takeaway from this video. Have a good deep dive consultation. Understand what you're getting today off of what you've implemented to affect your search results, and then make subtle changes that can be monitored, judged, and calculated with benchmarks, and then kind of set some goals for where you want to go.
Those are excellent points. And I know, there's so much AutoTrader offers its dealers. Can you talk a little bit about the access they have to other features and tools, and certainly how they can help them save time, which everybody wants to save, and capture more leads? Yes. If you can give us some details, I'd love to hear those.
Managed chat solution on a third-party site like Auto Trader is critical. People's
Okay.
time is money more than ever. I do my best connecting through chat. You want to get a hold of me quickly, get a direct answer. It's going to be through chat. It's a type of chat, whether it's text or email. And the same is said for our consumers. So many of them are busy throughout the day that they need quick ways to connect with their dealers. Like just through something, a tool like Managed Chat, you can see a 20% increase in sales chat volume. You can see an 80% chat to lead conversion. And obviously our lead to close ratio is amplified significantly, just due to having features like Managed Chat, also having some great badging on your photos, things about your dealership, what you do well, simple photo overlays, any more. And with AI and other softwares, these things can be implemented quickly by you setting up some, if you invest just an initial amount of time, then a lot of times our AI and software can take over from there and do it on every vehicle that hits your lot without you having to invest more time.
This is bad on me, but I don't have the statistics in front of me, but I've certainly read different reports and so forth that say so many people, and I'm as guilty as anyone, my colleagues can tell you that, so many people have all of this power in their different programs and their computers and so forth, and they use such a small amount because a lot of times they won't do that investment, or they don't know who to ask. They just don't know who to ask. I'm so busy, I'll just do it the old fashioned way. Tell me a little bit about how Auto Trader overcomes that. Where can people go? What can they do if they really want to explore all the features that you offer?
I really want our dealers to hear this. We do not expect our dealers to be marketing experts. That's our job.
Okay.
And we are truly here to connect with them to help maximize their current solution through things like relevancy, those add-ins like Managed Chat, understanding like, hey, we put this, if we stay within the Kelley Blue Book fair market range, that's going to boost our relevancy by X, or get that particular badging, or it's a new car, we need to promote that. That's our job. And it's a lot to remember, but it's our job to connect with dealers and understand that. So as another challenge, I challenge all of our current and future Auto Trader and Kelley Blue Book partners to take a deep dive meeting with their consultant. And don't wait for one. Call up and ask for one now. And say, here's some things I heard or I learned from watching this video. And here's some things I want to talk about. How am I maximizing at my dealership my relevancy algorithm?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Are my managers partnering with you the way that they need to be? Do I have the right inventory to meet the program that I have? And it's okay to ask these questions. We want those questions because we can't help you move forward or to beat out your competitors if we don't have those transparent conversations of what you know and don't know, and also what your expectations and goals and objectives are. So the best way to answer your question and put it in a real nice nutshell, connect with your local marketing consultant. We significantly pride ourselves on having dedicated team members for your business. It is not a call center. Don't need to go into a chat system and hope, and see what fancy answer back from the AI. You need to talk to a real person. And better than that, you can get on video with a real person. A lot of times this real person is going to walk right into your dealership and put up our data right in front of you. And you guys can have a really thorough conversation of how to implement change and make a real difference in the future of your store.
And I want to thank everyone for joining us on this Auto Trader Ward's Auto Fast Chat series. Joining me today was David Lumpkin, Senior Director of Inside Business Development for Auto Trader and Kelley Blue Book. I'm Nancy Dunham. I'm the Principal Analyst for Retail at Ward's Auto. Thank you so much again for joining us.
Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you.